Hi you guys! I thought today I would do something I had been planning to do for a long time now, which is movie reviews! Yay! More, specifically Korean movie reviews. Maybe I should say that. Yeah, so I really like movies. I know, shocker! Who doesn't like movies? I know, but how can I say it? I would maybe call myself a movie nerd, maybe? I don't know, okay, I'm sorry. But what... Oh god, this is off to a great start. What I mean is, I'm German, I'm from Germany, hello. And so, of course, I grew up with European movies and a lot of American movies. So when I started to get into Asian movies some years ago, actually maybe 10 years ago, I saw my first Asian movie, and I was so confused at first because there were such different movie elements in Asian movies, like the plot developed in a whole nother way than I was used to, and most of the time the ending of the movie left me with a feeling of what just happened that didn't solve anything. You know, something like that. Like over the years I began to understand these Asian movies more, and when I say Asian movies, I actually mean East Asian, like mostly China, Japan and Korea. So these are the movies I will be talking about, or movies from these countries, from that region will be movies I will talk about. And today I thought for the first movie review episode, I don't know what to call this yet, I would talk about some movies of my probably all-time favorite Korean actor. So today the theme is the actor is Shin Ha-kyun, which I really like. I think I saw the first movie of him that I saw was maybe 5 years ago, so I have been kind of following his work. And today I will talk about some of his movies to you and which ones I liked and which ones maybe I didn't like. You will find out in this video, so keep watching and let's get started. Okay, so the first movie I'll talk about is the first movie of his that I saw, which is Welcome to Dongmangol. It is I think 2005 movie, and in summary the plot is that it's Korean War, it's in the setting of the Korean War, and some North Korean soldiers, some South Korean soldiers, and even American soldier, through some mix-ups and like coincidences, end up in a little mountain village. They are at war, but this little town, they have no idea that the Korean War is going on because they are so isolated from the rest of the world. So you think, with that setting, it has to be a very dramatic movie, right? It's not. It's really not. It's so entertaining. It was one of the first Korean movies I saw. Like, I had seen other Asian movies, but I think one of the first Korean movies. I was really surprised because I'm used to seeing a lot of war-themed movies which are very dark and like dealing with all the emotional and physical stress and pain the soldiers and the whole people are under. And of course Korea also has these kinds of war movies, but this one was so funny. Like, the characters, not only are they all very interesting characters, you really can see a character development through the movie, and that's always something I really appreciated. I hated when a character is like almost the same at the beginning and the end of the movie. It's like, why did I watch this? Why did I spend 2 hours watching a person who like didn't learn anything? And that for me it means I also couldn't learn anything from the movie. I didn't take anything away from it. But this movie, of course it has character development, and the ending really shows that. I won't spoil the ending, don't worry, but I think this is really a movie worth watching because it's entertaining and also touching. At the same time it deals with a difficult topic in a very fresh way. I'm not completely sure, but I think it was also one of the first movies that dealt with the topic of Korean War in a movie where the war is not the main focus of it all, but the people in it who maybe okay, I'm bad at explaining this. I would give this movie probably 8 out of 10 stars. It also has like the bonus that one of the other main characters, Jung Jae-hyun, is also one of my maybe top 10 favorite Korean actors. So if you like these two actors, or if you just maybe want to get another movie perspective on the Korean War, not a realistic perspective but a movie perspective, I would definitely recommend this film. Okay, the second movie of Shin Ha-kyun that I watched was My Brother, or Uri Hyung. It's from 2004, so it's actually 1 year before Welcome to Dongmangnol. Anyway, I didn't like that movie very much, just to say it outright. Another actor that was in this movie was Won-bin, so actor-wise, I thought, wow, this movie has to be really good. Like, to summarize, there are two brothers, and Won-bin is like the bad brother, you know, the bad boy. And Shin Ha-kyun is a very, like, a good student, such a nice boy, good to his brother and good to his mother. There's a lot of conflict because of these two contrasting brothers. Which, okay, like, I'll take it, I'll watch it, whatever. I mean, okay, I'm not a guy, so even though I have a brother, I don't understand this brotherly relationship. Okay, you could say that. But still, the relationship that was depicted was just really bad. Like, I don't care if it should show the struggle that brothers have to go through because of their manliness or whatever. It was just, I don't really like to see characters struggle pointlessly. So if they have something to fight for, or if you can see that their efforts are paying off, it's okay. But here, like, one character is nice all the time and it just doesn't work, and the other one is a bad boy all the time and gets critic from everyone. It seemed so pointless to me, which was only intensified by the ending. I changed my mind. I'm going to spoil the movies from now on. I spoiled the ending. Pay attention. If you don't want the ending spoiled, click away now. They both die in the end, I think, or at least the nice brother dies. I'm really bad at this. I don't even remember if they both die. But anyway, I think really in the last maybe 10 minutes they decide the nice brother tries to save the bad brother from something and is hurt, and then the bad brother is hurt also. So in the end, even if they maybe a little started to like each other or try to understand each other, it didn't matter, because at the end they're both dead. In movies like this, I don't know if it's supposed to show me, okay, they couldn't live out their new mindset, but in their heart they decided they wanted to understand each other, so that's all that matters. But I personally don't like that so much. Yeah, I would give that movie maybe 2.5 out of 10 stars. Like I said, the actors, they're doing a good job in acting out these roles, these characters, so that's good. But like the whole story, I didn't find it appealing. I didn't like the ending. I didn't like the character development or lack thereof. So yeah, just 2.5 out of 10 stars. Going even 3 more years in the past, to the year 2001, there was a movie of Shin Ha-kyun called Guns and Talk, or in Korean Kira Dure Suda, and I loved this movie. The first thing is, the whole cast are my favorite actors. We have Shin Ha-kyun, we have Jung Jae-hyun, we have also Won-bin, and we have Shin Yeon-jun, and there are also some other actors as well. These 4 are, like I said, in the top 10 of my favorite actors. So when I saw that this movie existed, when I discovered it, I was so thrilled, because I thought, man, there are 4 of my top 10 favorite actors. This just has to be great. I have to say, like a disclaimer, I'm probably biased because of the fact that I like all these actors so much, but I really enjoyed the movie. It is kind of old, so you can see like in their clothes, in their hairstyles. If you watch the movie, you will be kind of thrown back, because the Korean media had such a rapid development in the last 10 years. I mean, in many countries that's the case, but I think in Korean movies you can really see how drastically fashion and filming styles have changed. But don't be discouraged by that, it's still a really entertaining movie. You probably won't take so much personal growth from that movie, but it's really funny. It's like a totally over-the-top killer movie. So these guys that I talked about, they are a group of hitmen that live together. On one side they're a bit like a family, a patchwork family, and on the other side they are a group of professional hitmen. So that's an interesting combination. Although they are so good at their job and very professional, they still mess up in the craziest places. In the end, they always get the job done, but the way to that is sometimes a bit rocky, and that's what is shown in this movie in a very comedic way. So this is definitely a comedy. Yeah, like I said, it's totally over the top at some points, but from the movie I got the feeling that even the actors themselves know that what they are acting out at the moment is totally over the top, and they enjoy themselves so much while doing it, and I love that. I love it when actors, or just anyone, they don't take themselves too seriously, and they can make fun of themselves and they can laugh about themselves. This feeling was so dominant in this movie, and so I really enjoyed it, and also to see all these men working together in this interesting group dynamic, I really enjoyed it. For this movie, I would probably give 9.5 points out of 10. To have a perfect score, maybe some more character development would be needed. Or no, there actually is a bit of character development. I don't know. I guess I would feel too shallow to give a comedy 10 out of 10 stars or points or whatever. Yeah, but I definitely recommend this film. It's so good, even though it's more than 10 years old now. So if you want to laugh, go watch it. Okay, the last movie I'm going to talk about today is Running Man. That is the newest movie of Shin Ha-kyun that I watched. It's from 2013, and it is amazing. The story in summary is that an ex-convict has trouble earning his money, and he has a son. They are in conflict all the time. The son doesn't approve of the father, and the father, the ex-convict Shin Ha-kyun, doesn't really care for the son. That's a lot of conflict. And then one day, Shin Ha-kyun's character is a cab driver, by the way. One day, a passenger in his cab ends up dead. Of course, he was caught on surveillance camera. Now the police is chasing him because they obviously think he killed his passenger. Now he has a problem running away from the police, but also running away from the true culprit who still wants something. And also his son plays a role because his son is so disappointed that his dad once again committed a crime because he doesn't know that his dad is innocent. These different parties all clash together, and it's a really action-packed movie. And that's one of the things I love about it. It's so dynamic. I usually don't enjoy action movies, solely action movies, that much. But this movie, first of all, it's not an action movie, it just had a lot of action scenes, but they are done so dynamically, and they fitted into the whole plot so well that it really had me on edge. It was so, oh no, what's happening now, and oh, can he do it, and blah blah blah. It was so exciting. So I really like this movie, but this really goes for a lot of Shin Ha-kyun's movies, which is why I like him so much. There are still some comedic elements in the movie. So there are a lot of scenes where I really had to laugh because it was just so funny, and then in the next minute I was on edge and worrying if he could like run away from the police or whatever. And because of this whole family constellation, him and his son, they have to work together to catch the true culprit. There's also this family element which is more touching, more heartwarming. I really think this is a movie you could watch with anybody. It doesn't matter if friend, if it's your girlfriend, boyfriend, if it's your parents, if it's whoever, your grandma, you could watch it with your grandma, okay? And that's a very important criteria for watching movies, isn't it? Anyway, it has so many different elements. The acting is done so nicely by all the actors. There wasn't a single minute where I was bored by this movie, and I mean, maybe I'm just a bad audience, but I'm bored very easily by some scenes in the movie. So even though I like the whole movie, I will say, okay, this and this and this scene totally bored me, but not in this movie. So there really was not a single minute where I was bored, and it was so entertaining, and I definitely would watch it again. So I would definitely give this movie 10 out of 10 movie stars. Because that's what I'm using now. Okay, so I think I talked a lot more than I had planned to. Let me know if this kind of thing is interesting to you at all. But I think I will keep doing it because I really like movies and I totally love talking about movies and talking with other people about movies. So if you have seen the movies I talked about, let me know your opinion on them. And if you can recommend some movies, please let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching so much and have a nice morning or day or evening or night. Bye bye!